the Supreme Court case U.S. versus the New York Times. It might be the other way around. And New York Times versus Sullivan. When we did Congress, we talked about the notion of a legislative veto. And if you were to go back and look at my PowerPoint on that, you would see a slide that explained how that was declared unconstitutional in a Supreme Court case. It was done so because 20 presidents should be able to veto, not Congress. When we looked at the bureaucracy, we spent some time on how you hire people. I would also go back and look at how you fire people as well. It's a lot easier to hire people than it is to fire people. For example, I said the new president can't come in and fire everybody. No, because your job is protected in most cases. So you should review that. You should know the structure of the federal court system. I showed you a slide, remember, that had the food pyramid on it, as well as a pyramid of the court system. Okay, and remember at the highest level we have the Supreme Court. How many are those? How many are they? One. Next one down would be the Court of Appeals. How many are those? 12. And below that, district courts. How many are those? 94. Okay. So you should maybe want to review that slide, or look in your book at the different the structure of the federal court. There's also, by the way, when you look at that same slide or in the book, other courts as well, special courts, as it were. Okay, and you might want to know some of those. You should. Everyone know what the pocket veto is. Everyone know when reapportionment happens. You should be able to figure out. One thing I said was the Supreme Court wants to limit the amount of cases it gets. It doesn't want to hear them all. So it manages its caseload, only accepts so many each year. And if it wanted to do even less, how would they go about doing that? You should know the Dred Scott case. If you were an agency in the federal bureaucracy, which congressional committee would you be worried most about as far as not getting your money to run your agency from? In other words, what's the most powerful congressional committee in our relationship to the bureaucracy regarding its budget? If you recall the Congress test before the break, I said you should know your acronyms. Right? Anybody remember one of the acronyms you needed to know? That would be the bureaucracy. That's the Office of Management and Budget. But it is an acronym. And I guess you should know that too. I said things like CRS, right? Congressional Record Service, or the congressional version of the OMB, which is the CBO, Congressional Budget Office.